Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jarvis, Escott with What's Happening Birmingham, back again. As you all know, I'm an insurance agent here for the state of Alabama as well. I'm here with my good friend T. She's my boss, and also she is she owns her own agency as well. Topic we want to talk about today in insurance, T. Something I didn't know until I actually got into the insurance is cancer insurance. Even though cancer is a topic we really don't want to talk about, but it's guaranteed that either you or somebody you know gets diagnosed with this.
Yes.
So I guess the first question I would ask, and I guess I wouldn't say more like a redundant, what is cancer insurance?
Well, it's a lifesaver. If I had to put it in a nutshell, it's a lifesaver because it's a preventative. Basically, cancer policies are put in place to actually, prevent. But in the event that cancer does knock on your door, you have a policy in place that's going to pay for your radiation, immunotherapy, and your chemo. That can get very, very, very costly. So cancer policies are available. They're available for and they're available for yourself, for your children, your spouse. So everyone can get a cancer policy, but it's very cost effective for if likely that did happen. Like I tell people all the time, it's easy to borrow less than $40 from someone to pay your cancer policy. It's hard to borrow $60,000 should cancer knock at your door and you need to, take care of that diagnosis. So it's kind of it's like any other insurance. You buy a car insurance, so if you have an accident, you can get your car fixed. You have major medical insurance so that if you go to the ER, the doctor, you have something in place to pay for that. So these policies also are going to take care of you in the event that diagnosis knocks on your door.
Yes, and I'll give you just a great scenario. Like, you visit a physician, he recommends you get a bone marrow biopsy. You receive a diagnosis of leukemia, undergo treatment. This particular policy will pay you up to $10,775.
And that's on the low end.
Yeah, on the low end.
There's policies out there that will go all the way up to $39,000 or $40,000. And put yourself in that scenario. That scenario is just, you're going to the doctor for your just regular checkup. Something doesn't look right. The physician says they want a biopsy, the bone marrow. It comes back as leukemia. Do you really think that in that moment that you can just leave that doctor's office and go to your work and perform and be a productive employee?
No, you can't think.
No, because you're thinking about expiration, you're thinking about your children, you're thinking about your family, you're thinking about your pets, you're thinking about your spouse, you're thinking about a lot of stuff. So you cannot just walk out of there and function as normal, no matter how strong you are or how strong you claim to be. So cancer policies are there for you. I know in particular one that's offered that as soon as the diagnosis is initially diagnosed, it's a $7,500 payout. Now they do have policies that go as low as $1,200 or such, but I say it's the cancer policy is not where you kind of want to cut corners on. You can cut corners on other things, but cancer is expensive.
Yeah,
it's expensive. So you want to make sure you have a policy in place that's going to take care of everything in the event that happens to you. So the policies are made, and they come up with the policies so that it can take care of common expenses that you may have because you're not in your right mind.
So here's a question. I know y'all are probably watching that. When do I need to get it?
We typically want cancer policies to start being taken out at the age of 30.
Okay.
You should, if you're 30, you should have a cancer policy. Now, statistics, cancer is showing up as young as 25 now, but if you had to space it out, if you're a responsible 20-year-old, then yes, you want to go ahead and get your cancer policy. But if you are in your 30s, you definitely should have a cancer policy, because the foods that we eat, the things that we do, the sun, skin cancer is something that's on the rise as well. You can't just go off of it doesn't run in my family, therefore I don't need it anymore. You just can't. So that's something that you want to go ahead and have in place, because even in some certain policies, the cancer policies have what they call a rider. Now, a rider is what rides along with your main policy, and it's more likely to happen than the actual policy. So policies come with riders, and if one particular policy has a specified disease rider for lupus and things of that such that may not necessarily be cancer yet, but if it happens, it's still going to pay you that diagnosis as if. So, you want to make sure you have those things in place. I've seen lupus come up time and time again with people, even people close to me and loved ones, that they're like, I have lupus. And if you know the journey of lupus, it's a long journey, and it's very costly. So supplemental insurance is for you. It's money that goes to you. You already have major medical to take care of the doctor and the x-rays and the this and the that, but who's going to take care of you?
Yeah.
So that's what supplemental insurance is for. So I hear a lot of people say all the time, well, I don't need supplemental insurance. My major medical does enough. Yes, but you still need to make sure your bills are paid. You still have to do your part for co-pays and things of that nature. So supplemental insurance is for you. It's for the people.
Okay, and I'm looking at this one particular policy. Initial diagnosis, $2,000.
And that's on and that says it's on a rider.
Yeah, that's a rider. And hospitalization, $400 a day. You got to think about it, that once you get this treatment done, you're not going to want to go back to work. And one thing, too, the bills don't stop coming.
Yes.
So that being said, this is paying you directly while it's going on, and it's even paid for your mammograms. And guys, we go get checked for the prostate.
Yep. And what policy do you know that's going to pay you to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
These policies will pay you $100 each person on the policy. So if you're a 4 household, your spouse and 2 children, that's $400. So you pretty much have that back. Whatever you're paying each year, because we're paying you to go to the doctor to make sure everything is all well. But if something was caught, then yes, we're going to pay for that as well. And if you are in the hospital 30 days or less, that's $400 per day. 31 days or more, that's $800 per day. So guys, it's a great investment for you.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is you need to purchase this before you get diagnosed, because they can't get it after you get the diagnosis and everything.
With most carriers, if you have already been diagnosed with cancer, you have to wait 5 years. Have to be in remission 5 years before you can get a cancer policy. So you want to go ahead and have that policy in place beforehand. You want to go ahead and have all of your supplements in place beforehand, because you don't want to wait until life happens and then try to go and get it, because you're not going to qualify.
Yeah, and another thing I think also I want to look at this. I'm kind of going online looking through this too. Can the benefits be claimed multiple times?
Yes.
Yes, multiple times for that.
Yes.
And you can, a lot of these you can customize for your individual needs. And here's the biggest thing too. What will happen if you purchase this policy and the person passes away?
The beneficiary
gets
the actual payout. Then every policy has a beneficiary. Now, if you say, well, I don't have any family, you can leave it to an organization. You can pick whomever you want your beneficiary to be. But yes, the money will go to someone, and you don't have to pass away just to get the benefits from a cancer policy. We're gonna be with you every step of the way. So the beneficiary will get the payout should that individual expire.
And now another thing I noticed as well is, like, even over there for the chemotherapy on this particular policy, it pays anywhere from like up to $600 per calendar month for it.
Yes, and they have they have the chemo pills that they're putting people on now for cancer, and those prescriptions are anywhere like $2,000 for a 30-day supply.
Oh, wow.
So yes, we're gonna make sure we're taking care of you guys in that situation as well. So.
And I want to also let her cover this. Is for the ladies. It even covers breast reconstruction.
Yes, it covers, and even if you want to, it covers egg harvesting. It covers so much, guys. It's just not just you hear the word cancer and you just think automatically just breast cancer or just pancreatic cancer. It's so much more to the term cancer that you don't, if you're not in the actual field, to take a deep dive in it. A lot of things are in the actual bracket of cancer that you can be getting compensated for right now, that you're like, well, I didn't know. I mean, did you know that if you had lupus that you can file that under your cancer policy?
Oh, wow.
That's $2,000.
Yes. And
if you go into the hospital, most lupus patients do have to go to the hospital a lot. That's $400 per day if it's 30 days or less. No questions asked. It's just there. If it's 31 days or more, $800 per day. So why wouldn't you invest a $40 for $40? And I'm just giving you a high dollar amount. It may be cheaper than that, but let's just say $40. How many times do we take dumb risk? We go to a restaurant and spend $40, or we go and DoorDash something for $40, and we trust that it's going to fill us up or not make us sick or whatever, and we don't think twice about it. Well, we don't get anything back from that. We don't reap anything back from that. But if I'm investing $40 and if something happens to me, I yield a $39,000 return, that's a smart risk, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you all are interested in purchasing this policy, contact us. Also, if you're a business owner and you want to do this for your employees, because you can purchase this as an individual policy, and you also purchase it through your company. The company might have a little more special rate for it.
And they do. And I want to talk to my business owners. We're having a lot of problems keeping and retaining employees. So you want to be able to offer products as such to retain employees. Now, don't think because you're a business owner, you have to pay for this. You don't have to pay for this. This is pre-taxed. It can be payroll deducted. You don't have to pay for this. You can offer it as long as they're joined to your establishment. But this is something that if you wanted to say, well, I want to put $5 towards everybody's policy, or I want to do 50%, or whatever you can do, or if you can't do anything right now, just offering it to your employees is enough, because you cared enough to say, I want to make sure if life happens that my employees are taken care of. I want to offer them some type of benefits that as long as they're employed with me, they'll be able to reap these benefits. So this can be purchased individually as well as a group. Now the group is cheaper, and when we say group, we're saying a business with 3 is the minimum. 3 employees is all you have to have, 3. So if it's a family business and it's just you, your spouse, and your kid, you're a business. You can get a group rate that'll be much cheaper than you going at this as an actual individual. So make sure you're being that type of employer that somebody will want to work for you. I know if I worked for someone who offered me benefits day one, I'm not going to leave if somebody else offers me an extra $1 or so just to come over there, because I'm going to be leaving my benefits behind. So it gives you the competitive advantage over your competition when you're able to say, hey, I offer benefits, or, you're able to, a lot of people can't do it. Here's a way to do it and it not cost you anything. So you'll be winning over your competition because you're offering these things and you're caring.
Yeah, and I will say too, if you're an individual and you want to make this individual investment in your health, contact us. Because, like I said, with these type policies, they pay you back.
Yes, it's for you.
Yes.
It's for you.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.